when did you fall in love with comic books?
Um, Bro, as long as I can remember, my dad was into comics. My dad got me into it. If I can remember, it was the first death of Superman. You know, when he
Okay.
first died the first time.
Yeah, the
That's
first.
when I was. That's when I was like, oh, I want to do this thing. But not that I want to do this. As far as like read comics and stuff like that. And then in sixth grade, my friend introduced me to Spawn. And once that happened, it was a wrap.
That
It
was
was a
it. You
wrap.
can see the Spawn influence in the cake, man. Is this a
Yeah.
who did this cover?
I can't even pronounce his name. He's gonna be mad at me because he just did a couple of secret covers for me. Shoot, I can't. No, I'm gonna have to double back with you. I'm
You
gonna
had a
double back.
Canaan White cover though, right?
Yeah, that was from my issue 4.
Okay, I was trying to remember which one was the Canaan White cover because I had seen that come across the screen, and I'm like, yeah, that is so the guy to draw that.
Yeah,
This is one of them characters that, as an artist, I would be happy to draw. Like, you know what I'm saying? It has
yeah, I
that.
appreciate. Yeah, appreciate
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
for sure. All right. So, when I met you in when you started out as a fan, what made you get into the creator aspect to make you feel like you could do it yourself?
I mean, I've always been there. I've always drawing, designing characters and stuff. I'm always in my mind, my imagination. It's that was something. That was something I was always a part of me. The first comic I ever attempted to draw was a Sub Zero versus Scorpion. I mean, I only got like 3 to 4 pages in, but that was my first attempt. And then my love for comics stayed. I kept reading comic books and whatnot, but then I fell in love with spoken words. I got into poetry heavy, like heavy. Um, so so when that fell off, I ended up moving somewhere and I met my neighbor. Um, he was drawing his own comic and making his own video games. And excuse me. And it just from there I was like, yeah, I'm all in. I remember creating all kinds of characters and stuff. So that's what that was.
Okay, so the drawing thing, you still kept up on it? Because I know I started and I was mad at myself that I stopped. Because
Well,
now
I
I
don't
see a
really.
rock star artist. I'm like, man, that could be me.
You know what? I focus more on the character designs.
Mhm.
I enjoy the writing and the world building process more, the character development. Um, if I had to choose another artistic avenue over drawing, it would be the coloring. I think coloring is more fun than the drawing aspect. I'm such a tight critic on myself. Like, if I was to draw my own comic, it would never come out.
Yeah, it'd be like that, bro, for sure. Some things just need to be licensed out, bro. You
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
I know how you feel, bro. I get like that sometimes when I'm writing shit. Like, bro, just go on to the next shit. He did everything over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When I met you, when I first came across you was with Concrete Comics. I see you with Favorite Pen now. What inspired you to go out on your own?
Um, um,
I mean, I'm not. What you want to say?
no, 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 no. I just want to make sure I say this the right way.
I got you. I got you.
'Cause I got to answer this how you ask the question. It just I didn't go out on my own. I stepped out with Favorite Pen, which is Jyrie's company.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm the type of person. Well, first of all, truth of the matter is, Concrete wasn't. Concrete didn't want to support my vision moving forward. I don't even have set a direct answer on why Concrete didn't want to. Um, my goal was to launch my own brand, and release unique type characters, a different type of story, but leave Absolver in the Concrete universe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it would have been like I would have still been working on Absolver, but he's over here in Concrete. But I wanted to create a brand that would have been aligned with Concrete, not above, not under, just aligned. You know, because companies do that all the time.
Yeah, Jason.
Um, Concrete didn't want to do that, so that's the nice way of saying it. Um, so partnering up with favorite pen, aka Jari, reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you just wanna?" I'm like, "Yeah," because favorite pen. You know, when Jari came over as COO during that little run, that's when things were was getting organized and starting to run smoothly as far as the business goes. Um, and then favorite pen was pretty much handling all the investments and all the financials for the brand. You know, so that little push where we have the new COO, and then we have all these endeavors and things that we're doing, like the comic book contours and all of that. It gave me new life in the as in the business side of comics. I know for a while y'all haven't seen me in the streets. I wasn't posting, I wasn't talking because there was no love. In order for me to be creative and enjoy what I'm doing, there had to be a level of love because a lot of people create products. I feel like I'm creating art,
Yes.
and I don't, and that's not me trying anybody. That's not me taking a dig at anybody, but if you're artistic, you know, like you're not gonna release that album if you're not in love with it. You're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I used to rap, so I know.
I found my love again because it's like when you're in a team, it's strengths and weaknesses, it's balance. You're good. If this is what you're doing, then I can focus on this. But if I gotta focus on this, then you're taking away from where my strength lies, and my strength lies in the creative aspect. I mean, creative comics is you're in a creative space, you're in a creative business, so um that's basically what it is, bro. In a nutshell, Concrete just wasn't trying to support what we was going to trying to do, and there was no takeover, there was no mutiny, there was.
Yeah, of course
I'm
not.
and at the end of the day, I'm a street shooter. I'm a straight shooter. I'm gonna tell you, you know, at the end of the day, you know, business is business. You know, you never cross lines personally. You know, you learn to compartmentalize things. So if I come at you with a business standpoint, I'm coming to you whatever that title is. I'm talking about the business. I ain't talking about the home.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We can chop it up in the office and you feel me, a box. But as soon as we clock out, we should be able to hop on PlayStation because we men.
Yes.
So again, that's not how it happened. So that's just the truth. That's just the nice way of saying it. Um, yeah.
I mean, you did it the best, bro. Straight shooter. Not nobody trying to be messy. It's just, this was the business. The business didn't clash. Just like you said, if you're rapping, you go on another label, or you're a player, you go on a new team. You're still the same person. The team is still the same person. The team is. You know what I'm saying to you?
Right.
It is what it
But
is.
man, listen, at the end of the day, bro, I play for one team. Um, we have a responsibility as black men to plant proper seeds that's going to bear the right fruit for the future to come.
This is
You
true.
understand what I'm saying? And you have like when I came into this world, Superman, Batman, Spider Man, they already existed. They was already here.
Long
So
time.
so so they are a part of me. And the reason why we are always screaming about, oh, we need our own, we need our own, we need our own, because nobody's created something that sticks for the next generation to be born into. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm messing with you and I'm talking to you or I'm working with you, that is the goal. I mean, of course, we want to make money doing these comics because it costs money. But you know, you see what's going on with the boycott and everything. You know, you see how that started and how fast it fell, and that's the problem because we don't know how to stick together and create something great. So my old partnership couldn't support what we was trying to do, and based on research, it would be a conflict of interest. But you turn around and you watch Image Comics. Now, for years, everybody's saying, "Oh snap, y'all about to be the next Image Comics. Y'all about to be the next milestone." Da 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 da. We see what happened to Milestone, but we see what's going on with Image. Image has Top Cow underneath it, has Skybound underneath it, has Todd McLaren Inc. underneath it. And all CEOs of those separate brands have high titles from president up in Image Comics. So, you know what I'm saying? So, don't preach to me about brotherhood and about community, because when it's sweet, we brothers. But when it's time to prove that, stand on that. That foundation is weak, bro. So, I'm happy where I'm at. I ain't mad. There's a lot of people that's choosing not to talk to me and deal with me now, and that just shows me who they are. And again, those are the same people that are preaching black community, black power, black this, black that. But you can't even stand by me and be like, all right, bro, what happened? No, you're just gonna straight cut me off. So it's like,
Nah, you at least need to. There's always the same, man. There's one side of the story, the other side of the story, and then there's the truth. There's three sides of the story. So if you're not hearing any, then you're not looking for a thing. You're just looking for, to be messy, right?
well, you know what it is, bro? It's social media has got us in this hive mind mentality, and people are either afraid to ask questions or afraid to stand on their own. So at the end of the day, if you got one person, 5 people join one person and make 6, and then 5 people leave that one person, why are we mad at the 5 and not questioning the one? Listen. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's common sense. It's only you know what I'm saying?
Well, obviously that's because of bias. It's not really there's no logic in bias, right? Like I love my kid unconditionally, and sometimes even if he mess up in the eyes of the Lord, so I'm taking his side. I'm not letting them know we gonna sort it out.
No, that's your kid.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That is your kid.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a bad analogy, but you get what I'm saying.
I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
but notice I said I didn't say blame the one. I say why we didn't question the one. So in other words, why cut me off? Because prior to me, X amount of people was leaving. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, at the end of the day, everybody that's known me, every live I've been on, every interview, I've always preached about brotherhood, protecting us, growth in the community. I have nothing against other races. I have nothing against other people, but we're outnumbered 1,000 to 1 in the creative space.
Oh yes, man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not my agenda to create somebody that I can't identify with, because you already have enough. You have 5 different Supermans before you get to the one black Superman. Then you still got more white Superman. You still got 20 Spider-Man before you get to the one black Spider-Man. Then you got 50 more white Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's our responsibility. That's where we at. So don't preach, don't hashtag community and brotherhood if you're not going to stand on that, because at the end of the day, you can't tell me that in this indie space we're all trying to be like Image Comics, when Image Comics lays out the blueprint on how they are growing. you can't stand on it.
Yeah. I feel what you're saying. Listen, man, with this whole DC blackout, the reason I didn't say anything is because I've been took over a new leaf like a couple of months ago. I've been holding myself accountable. Like, I don't give energy to nothing that doesn't build my brand or help me to cultivate my fan base, right? Because the infighting to me just shows to me that the people around me have a lack of self-awareness, right? We're a minority within America, right? If you go and look at whatever numbers you want to look up, we're about 12%, right? Now you take that 12% and you take something which is a niche medium like comic books. It's not mainstream. It's not attached to hip hop. It's not attached to Hollywood. It's not attached to whatever things we deem cool in the mainstream. It has a label and a connotation of being something that, the weird guys do, or the nerds do, or the geeks do, and then now within that niche, we still got to deal with us being the minority because we're the minority. It's obvious. It's a number thing. It's not, a good or a bad thing.
The
And then
number.
within that, listen, and then within that small number, we got to deal with more racism with the white people within the kind and us. And then when we get to that, we got to fight in the shadow of a duopoly of two people that they basically own the word comic books. Remember when you used to do a search online? No one does a search online. They Google it. So Google has now replaced the word search. So the word comic books is replaced with Marvel and DC. So now we got to deal with a duopoly with a shadow that casts so big, and down we're under that shadow fighting in the rain for one little umbrella, right? Which is now stopping us from any kind of unity that we might have because unity brings visibility. Right now, we're aiming for profitability. You have to sacrifice profitability to gain visibility, right? When you go to Image, you're paying $3.99. I sell my comic for $10 direct to consumer. I'm getting maximum profitability. If I was to gain visibility, like if I was on the Penguin or Random House, I would lose profitability. My number, the cover price would go down to $6, and then my share of that cover price would go down extremely even lower. Right? So this is what we got to do. So the infighting stops us from getting to these places we need to get. Like right now, I got an all ages comic book. I'm thinking how I'm going to get into Scholastic. I'm thinking how I'm going to get into schools. I'm not trying to fight everybody over stupid crumbs. I'm trying to put myself in a position that my things can be seen so that if it gravitates to whatever audience, that they'll be able to gravitate towards it. Because that's what I'm writing it for. But I'm writing it for me. I'm writing the stories I want to see and the things I want to sell. I'm not under any rules. All my characters don't have to be black. None of that. I'm just telling great stories. So that's why I was glad that I didn't enter the DC Blackout talk. I didn't have no comments, no nothing, because I knew how the movie would end. I read a quote saying it's easier to lie to somebody than to convince them that they have been lied to.
But my thing is,
so how are we going to convince these people that all the validation, you're seeking validation, you're not seeking representation, because representation is all over your timeline, yet you seek to ignore it. You want your representation to come from the big two, and I get that.
no,
So because I know that,
I don't get that. I don't subscribe to forcing myself into a party
yes,
that didn't want me there in the first place.
and that's why I'm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got
I'm just telling stories.
we got to get to the point whereby we got to stop seeking validation from the people that don't want to give us the validation. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm not like every year is the same thing. Oh, we don't have enough representation in the Oscars. Fuck the Oscars. I don't need the Oscars to tell me that Michael J. White is a great actor or Denzel Washington is a great actor. Like we need to get to the point where we gotta stop giving power or feeding energy into things that does not that's not reciprocate anything.
That's what I said. You gotta love
that DC.
The 20 comments that are bad, stick to the 5 good ones. Go into their DMs. Send them a free comic book. And totally hit the rest of the 20 haters with the Jay-Z. Leave them right there because their comments build your algorithm. And just totally ignore the shit. Or you go under them and be like, thank you, have a nice day, because it adds to your algorithm. You gotta have that type of that type of show. Let's say because you're choosing where to put your energy. Like while that was going on, I had finished the script while the whole DC blackout was going on. I was just laughing at the different things, and then when I seen it flash, I was like, damn, I at least gave them a month. But I was just laughing because why would I go? I don't want to comment for what? I'm not hating on anybody's ministry. If I'm not part of it, I look what my mom said. You don't have nothing good to say? Don't say nothing at all and just keep it moving. And sometimes, let me tell you, that type of self-restraint is the hardest thing in the world. Like I'm a Christian and I admire Jesus. And the one thing I admire the ministry of Jesus is the restraint. The power to know that you can end all of this with a flick of the wrist, but you must go through all of this debasement in order to gain the purpose that you were sent here for. So it's like, yo, self-restraint is the biggest thing in the world. We know when we write superheroes, he could destroy this whole place, but he won't. He's trying to protect the civilians. That self-restraint and that discipline is what we write into our characters, but we never really try to emulate it in real life. To kill in the noise is the hardest.
Well, you gotta understand. It's like again. Mm-hmm. It's what mission are you on? Like for me, again, getting money is a bonus. It's a plus.
Yes.
But I feel like we have a responsibility to create legacies that when the next generations are born into this world, they can be a part of that. We don't need them pretending to be Spider-Man or Batman. They need to pretend to be everything we've created, everything that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, let me tell you something about that DC blackout. A, DC can be racist and shit. B, DC is just DC. But one thing stands true for A and B. They're only going to do what's best based on how the money's being spent.
Which is understandable.
Because everything we've known in racist culture or businesses is if you mess with their money, they will bend. So if you want DC to push more black characters, spend the money on the black characters. The only reason everybody's like, oh, they keep rebranded and Spider-Man beat and Superman and the X-Men and the Avengers and the Justice League, because those fan bases keep spending that money. When DC dropped the new a while back, it was Silencer, their version of Hulk, and their Spider-Man answer. I can't remember his name. Side something. Dope character. Nobody was buying the books. Silencer was a lead black character. She was a lead female character that DC. Silencer. I almost picked up her graphic novel in a comic book store today. I should have picked it up. But nobody was buying the books. So they're in the DC universe, but DC's not going to spend the money on that. So, and then you focus on the DC blackout. You put energy into a company. If that company is showing you that they're not willing to put energy into you, then that same energy you gave for the blackout, you should have put it towards supporting the black indie community. You know what I'm saying? It should be like, well,
all this talk, I don't hear no talk of Ianu. I remember when I started in 2020, and I used to be in that Good Brothers messaging, asking him how he do stuff. What's his name from Unique Studios? And I remember he was all over my timeline. I'm like, yo, this is a great He had great African books. He had the EXO, the Wale Williams, the thing of Wale Williams. And then he got picked up to do Ianu. And I'm looking at Ianu. I never really got to see it. I seen one episode. And then I started looking at all these clips on Facebook. I'm like, yo, this shit is really amazing. And because they're pegging it to be like the Black Avatar. And I'm watching it. And this brother is really telling great stories. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna set it up and go and watch this whole system. I'm like, why is this not on a thing? Good thing he's already hot, green lighted for the second season and has a movie in the works. So I'm like, that's because he took his time. He cultivated his fan base. He's from Africa. I never seen him in a group in an infighting yet. And these are the type of people that I'm looking at because they're just taking their time and their energy. And I remember him. He started out at the same time I see Advent Comics and Concrete Comics and TJ Sterling doing this thing. And everybody, it's the same time I seen him come across. And I was in his messages. He was answering mine. And all of a sudden I'm hearing HBO sign him. He's going to be on Cartoon Max. I was so genuinely happy for the brother. And I'm like, damn, man. This is why you gotta take this thing seriously. It's great that you've been taking it seriously. And I'm watching him cultivating a fan base, but no one is talking about it. These fandoms and all of this infighting and this not, I don't hear nobody bigging it up. Like anyone who's creating anything, that's the end game that they want. You know what I'm saying? To see one of their IPs developed in such to being put so much money behind. Like you're in a second season, you're green lighted for a movie, you're itching for a third season. These are the things we should be rallying against. Like DC Blackout, it should have been like, yo, everybody go watch Iano. I'm like, yo, that's because you can't rely on certain. You have to go out there and spread it. The reason hip hop did those numbers was not because of us. It was not because of us. Keep that in your head. You got people in the hood who's never bought a rap album. Like they've been to the African since CDs. You know what I'm saying to you? So at the end of the day, the people that did those $1 million numbers that you see, Fresh Prince and all these guys, it was a suburbia that was buying it at the mall. You got to get your and now we're in a place where it's not even about getting it to the rest of America. We have platforms where your stories could be big in London somewhere because you put in the work. You went to a couple of Comic Cons in London. You got your stuff in the stores out there in Forbidden Planet. That's why I said, I just held myself not dealing with anybody. I'm not dealing with no noise. And I know it sounds easy, but I know within myself, it's the hardest thing to do, especially when I'm such an opinionated person. I'm a writer, so I got a lot to say. So the hardest things to me to do is to be quiet. And that's what I'm choosing to exercise. So through this whole thing, I just left it like that from my perspective. I'm going to take that.
Listen, not every battle is meant to be fought.
This is true.
And then you gotta understand when it makes sense to fight. Like if a battle is yours to fight,
this is true.
That doesn't mean you have to fight in the early hours. Sometimes you gotta sit back and watch and when do I step in? When do I, you know what I'm saying? When do I pivot? And these are things that we have to learn to navigate. You'll be surprised what you do when you're not involved, when you're not invited to. You make a way. Our history have shown, well, if you guys aren't going to help us, we're going to create this. The ambulance system created by us. Because why? Y'all wasn't willing to help us, so we figured out a way to help us. Y'all just steal that shit.
Yeah, the
bus situation. They catching buses. Y'all wasn't willing to help us, so we figured out a way. So you know what I'm saying? All I'm trying to say is, I don't subscribe. Like, if you don't want me there, I'm not going to fight and beg and kick for you to let me in.
No, yes, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to get to that point. We got to get to the point whereby, yo, fuck the Oscars, fuck any award show that don't want it there. You know what I'm saying? But it's at the same time, twofold. At the same time, if you're not going to put your dollar into their stuff, then put your dollar into supporting your people. But at the same time, if you put your dollar into what I'm doing, I'm supposed to return that back to you. Create a job, create a something, you understand what I'm saying? And this is where our community lacks. I can't I'm not going to wake up every morning and point my fingers at the man. I can't do it. I can't do it. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah,
But you
that
also gotta look at it like this, right? The reason we're opinionated too is because we're biased, and that's why I'm not. Listen, man. Also, where the message comes from matters, right? Because you gotta look at it too. It's called self awareness. Like I said, we don't know. We're not aware we're only 12% of the population. We're not aware how small we are. So that's why,
I,
if we were
I
more
I know
aware,
it sounds
we would
crazy. I
show
know.
it because we would stick together
Listen.
more,
We
right?
can't.
So what I'm trying to say too is, as creators, we're not aware that when we speak on the issue, we're also sounding like,
We
stop
can't.
buying those guys stuff and start buying ours.
Listen. We
That's
can't.
kind of
We can't.
bias,
We
right? You
can't.
understand?
We gotta be careful what we say. We can't keep
Yeah.
saying stuff like we're small, we're the minority, because
Mm-hmm.
those are talking points that was given to us.
Mm-hmm. No,
You
I'm
know what I'm
not saying
saying?
it. No, I'm
No,
not
no, no,
saying
no.
it in a
Listen,
way
listen,
of
listen, listen. What I'm
belittling.
saying.
I'm
Listen,
saying it
listen.
in
What
a
I'm
way
saying.
of like
No, 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 no.
strategy
Listen, but
and
listen. No, no, no.
understanding that we're
But
small.
no,
We need to band
no, we're
together.
not. But the thing is, we're not. We're not.
Okay,
You understand
understandable.
what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, again, when you're born into a system, you're integrated and you feel like that's your limitation. So I'm gonna use my dog as an example. Got him a nice little cage when he was a puppy. Every time we leave the house, put him in his cage, a big cage, one of the plastic things, right? He's a full size German Shepherd now.
Okay,
I put him in that cage. He doesn't know that he can move it and just jump over it because
programming.
as far as he knows,
Yeah.
he's always had that limitation.
Mm.
So I don't say things like we're the minority. No,
Mm.
we're not. I'm not going to give us talking like I tell people like I don't know if I can't prove it myself. I am open to it being whatever. I'm open for it to being whatever possibility. I've never been in space. I don't know what the moon looked like. I don't know the shape of the earth because I haven't seen it myself. I'm not saying it's flat. I'm not saying it's round. I'm just saying I'm open to it being whatever it is because I am not limiting my mind
Mm-hmm.
because one year coffee is good for you, next year coffee is bad for you. This is coming from the experts.
Yeah, but
You
we
know what
live
I'm
in a
saying?
propaganda world for sure.
So we're not small. What we have to do as a community is if we're going to sit there and go broke to buy Jordans, to buy Nikes, to look rich, you can support your people.
Yeah, listen, bro. Listen. When Will Smith was boycotting the Oscars, if you got rich folks right in Hollywood that are not gonna band together, what do you think a bunch of independents or fandom people look at? This is why I didn't join it. Listen, you gotta understand, man. We living in a microwave generation. That's why it lasted 3 days. This is what
No,
it lasted 3 days. We're living in. There's what you want
it
things to
lasted
be.
3 days because
We're
it
far
wasn't
removed from the
it
generation. I'm
wasn't
from Generation X. I'm gonna be 49 this year. You gotta understand. I've seen a lot of phases of this thing. I'm trying to tell you, this generation is not built for that type of discipline. Or with it's not. This is not what we are. We scroll. That's a representation of our mindset. It is never. We as creators push through with that. We are the living embodiment of we're fed up of asking for a seat at the table, right? We're the living embodiment of that because you are as you do. So because we're upset and we don't want to do that no more, we chose to create. But we are a small segment of the population. Visionaries
you keep saying listen.
are alone. We're traveling this. I'm not saying not to fight. I'm not saying, but you
No,
gotta understand.
listen. No,
What
you have
you're
to understand.
doing is moving louder than the things that you're
No,
saying.
you have to understand.
Like
It's
this right here is
no.
speaking more. Anything you can say on this podcast cannot speak longer than this. Because if the good Lord calls you away from us, we're going to have a written representation that will never die of you. This is why I always push, because I buried my father. He's 70. What we don't understand is that the natural lifespan of a man, period, in America, forget race, is 70 years. Right? So I just want to know. I want to be like Tupac that left all those songs. I want to be like Kobe Bean Bryant. That even though he left this earth with his daughter at a young age, 42, he still laid down more legacy than I could ever like to build. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm not into the bickering no more.
Yeah, but
I want to
it's
lay
not
decently.
about. You see, thing
You know what
is,
I'm saying?
your legacy is not always about how big it is.
No, it's not about big.
You
I'm
know what I'm
not
saying?
trying to be
So
big. I'm just
I
trying to produce.
when we're at Comic Cons,
You're producing.
I will take the 20 to 40 minutes to to answer all and every question that you have because
Listen, making it is
because
not being on TV. Making it is completing and manifesting your ideas to fruition. That's making it for me. So I don't know, maybe you disregard. No, bro. If I can just get what I feel and what I love and bring it out as a tangible thing into the world and manifest it, then I've achieved my dream. Most poets, artists, and visionaries that we look up to today, that we hold in legendary status, didn't achieve none of that status till well after their death. But one thing is evident in all of those characters is that they produced while they were here. That's why I'm just saying that I'm gonna produce while I'm here. Yeah, I'm gonna fight. Yeah, I'm gonna speak how I feel. We're opinionated, emotional, driven creatures. And I'm very well opinionated. I'm a writer. Yeah, I'm gonna do all of that. But what I'm gonna do the most above all things is produce. That's why I say I admire. Listen, bro, you're not big. You're not compared to Kirkman. You don't have your thing on television. But to me, this is one of the things that I thought this was a beautiful comic book from the start to the finish. I was captivated, bro. I kept turning. The artwork was amazing. I couldn't find any flaw. I told myself that this was my first comic book. That I'm not even like asking to you or nothing. I'm really telling you. When I ordered this shit over Kickstarter and it came, I was like, wow. Your character design. That's why you say you're into character design, and it shows. You understand what I'm saying to you? So that's why I would think to get you on the show. I say, yo, he probably doing his own thing, bringing, bro. Don't stop this. Whatever happens, bro, do not stop this. I want to make sure I clip this part right here. And everybody that's watching, Jamal Lessie, Absolver, go and pick this up. I don't have no money in this. We didn't cut no deals. This is a genuine endorsement of this comic book. It is amazing, and I challenge all of y'all to get this. If you want to come in my inbox and tell me that I was wrong, it is an amazing read from start to finish. You understand?
they would have to go.
For a
They would
little
have,
quick second and just ask you to bring us into this world and give us a brief synopsis, because sometimes TikTok gives me that signal that I gotta finish. Yeah, just to let you know why, I gotta intervene to push along the thing, because I want to make sure that nobody that has ever met you or whatever, they at least know what this universe is about.
Absolver Absolver was fundamentally created because George Zimmerman got off. I was in the process of creating this character, and when he got off, I got a sense of vindictiveness.
That's
So
how I felt, brother.
just
Preach.
like just like with my poetry, Absolver was the manifestation of that feeling. That's why he's the Wraith of Vengeance. Um,
I get it now.
so I created a world where you have angels and demons, but then you have the gray area. And that's where Absolver exists, right in the middle. And he comes from the Oblivion, and he's a spirit known as Mezzos. And Mezzos, they just have purpose. So the reason I'm not saying too much is because
No, I understand.
you know since our transition, there's been a slight retcon. My business partner Jari says what we're doing is you have Netflix Daredevil and you have MCU Daredevil.
Okay.
So the Netflix is important to a degree, but yo, pick up right here. So what we're doing, so the direction I'm taking, because like I said, I found the love again, I found the passion. So I feel like the next issue is superior, it's much better. I'm taking a whole new direction, and you guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be more brutal. The story's gonna be crazy.
I
I'm
ain't gonna hold you.
dying.
I enjoyed the brutality considering the enemy that was in this one right here. And just so you guys know, issue 2 is where he gets his name. You guys gotta read how he gets his name. I was so geeked at the end for that because it made so much sense, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, so yeah, man. I'm this arc. I'm definitely diving into the lore. You're going to definitely know more about his past and where I'm taking the story moving forward.
All right, I gotta catch up. I gotta get 3 and 4. What's the timetable for we could wait for issue 5? 3 and 4 is currently out. You got 1 to 4 out now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not going to be issue 5.
Okay.
It's going to be issue 1 launching with FP.
Okay, gotcha. So you're gonna retcon it back from 1 on FP and then keep going
again. So the first 4 issues are important, but issue 1, bro, let me tell you something. From this day is all about FP and what we got going on.
Nice.
It's a lot of great things coming, a lot of great stories. I got another one that I gotta follow up on that should be finished today that I hope you guys are gonna love. Is I'm currently working on another story.
Nice.
That's gonna be.
This is what I'm talking about right here, bro.
Yeah, so
I see the fire in your eyes too. I see the smile.
Matter of fact, I got quite a few working. So issue 1 of the new issue 1 of Absolver is finished. The other comic is 90% finished.
All right.
I'm working on one of them that's 70% done, and the one I just started not too long ago, it's at the 40% mark. We almost to the colors. So FP's about to do great things, bro.
I like the name too, man. Favorite pen. I really like that name.
I was questioning the name, but it grew on me. I love it because
it jumped out at me. I was like, yeah, you got one.
Because when I was in the other group, when I was in the other group, I always felt like my pen was better. You feel me? And not on no talking shit thing. I'm just.
Rapper. I used to rap. You supposed
to. So it's spiritual. So when you understand spirituality, you speak it.
Yes.
So now every time I say favorite pen, I'm speaking that into existence. Like, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Words of power. That's what the scriptures tell you. Words of power, bro.
So, and that's why, I'm not ready to talk about my brand name yet, but that's why I named my brand the way I did, because you would have to say that every time you say the name, you're speaking life into it.
Yes, it's like a chant. You're chanting it.
You know what I'm saying? So I need that comic. I need that shirt. I need, you know what I'm saying? So I need that favorite pen comic. I need that favorite pen shirt. So you feed life into it. I'm feeding life back every time I say it. So
listen, I have 4 children, and all their names end in YAH for Yahweh. So no matter what, when you say their name, God is in their name. I said, even if you want to deny him, anytime they call your name, you're going to remind it. It doesn't matter. But I was blessed to have all of them, be faithful believers in the Lord. But at the end of the day, that's what was my intention. So I always knew the powerful nature of words. You know what I'm
saying? Right. So yeah, man, definitely. It's great. I got new colors. My favorite color is red. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, so red, white, and black.
Are you TNT? That's why I said you look like that, because I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn, like little Caribbean. That's why I say, you look like a couple of guys I know, because everybody I know is Caribbean.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It makes sense now, bro.
It makes sense, right? It makes sense now, man. It's
definitely
true. Listen, bro. It's all love. It's all peace over here. And like I said, bro, when you're working with somebody that can allow you to be the best you can be in one area, then the sky's the limit,
I call it like meeting your Stan Lee to your Jack Kirby. Like, even the artist I deal with now, he's not, popular, obviously, but he's so good and he works so well with me. I said, I feel like you're my Jack Kirby. He gave me I'm like, yeah, bro, because you just translate what it is that I have to speak so well that sometimes I go back and I'm like, I didn't even want you to do that, but now that you did that, I'm going to have to change my writing because I prefer it that way. And anytime you got that flow state, It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? He said,
Right, right.
anytime you find, two can't walk unless they agree. And when you find that other person that, could go back and forth with, it always creates a better, a joyous creation. When that joy you have when you're creating, it shows in your work. It's like a chef who's in a bad mood. You're probably gonna end up tasting it. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's the same
Yeah, bro.
way.
It definitely shows, man. Like you religious, so you understand. Like sometimes God will tell you in so many ways, yo, you need to leave this situation alone,
Yes.
right? And and um, so just to speed up the thought,
Yeah.
you know, the minute I'm talking, yo, bro, the minute separation came, the minute yo blessings started to unfold, not just in my creative life, in my personal life. You feel me? I've been trying to build my own desk forever. I was able to get the shit so I can build my desk. So
Yeah.
much thing in business and personal, because you know why? When you carrying that heavy weight
Yes.
of negativity, or even sometimes you don't even know what the problem is. You just know something
No.
ain't right,
Yes, it be
and
like that. Yes.
you blaming everything except the one thing
The
that you
source
don't
of
know
the
is the
problem.
problem.
Yes.
So the minute that separation happened, yo, blessings upon blessings, and and I don't just mean that financially. I mean that mentally,
Yes.
spiritually, physically. I feel lighter. I finally hit the gym. Well, not the gym.
Yo, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
we attack the symptoms and we avoid what the source is. Because sometimes maybe we don't want to confront the source, or it's too exhausting, or we don't want to be confrontational. But we all know within ourselves what the source is. But once we eliminate the source, like you said, it's a domino effect.
Yeah. So
Everything starts to
back to
move
the
in
earlier
favor.
part of the conversation.
Yeah.
I was fighting to hold on because of community, because of
Yeah.
brotherhood.
Loyalty.
Or so, but the old Jamil, the Jamil I know, the Jamil my mother knows, if something ain't right,
That's some more chinny way, because I'm looking at your name like Jamel. I'm like, nah, Jamil, I'm not that. You
right?
tripping.
But you know the Jamil my mother knows,
Yeah.
I cut people off. I cut things off. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this ain't good. I'm good. Like,
Yes.
I remember around, you ever met some baddies? I'm talking about bad. I'm about bad. You feel me? Bro, we went to the movies, had a good time. She pulled out a cigarette. Like, I don't fucking play. So, when I was sitting there, I was fighting onto something that was spiritually hurting me and
Yes.
holding me back. My mom was saying, "Yo, leave that situation." I said, "No, no, no, no. It's not that." My
Yeah.
boy, who's lettering my comic book, he was like, "Leave that situation." No, 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 no. Whole time, I'm telling somebody, I don't even know why you doing this. If I had what you had, I wouldn't even be here. Because you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
holding on
No, I got good
for
friends like
community
that,
and
bro.
brotherhood at the same time. So and then, bro, most importantly, and I'm gonna end with this. I know you gotta go.
No, it's all
That's
good.
that separation. Oh, okay, that separation lifted the veil, bro. Lifted the veil. You know when you with a female or you dealing with a dude and they cool as shit. Da, 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 the minute you separate, you see how ugly she is, or how, bro.
Yes.
You see everything.
1,000
You hear
more than you
everything.
know. Yeah,
You
definitely.
know. So all I can say is just been a blessing, bro. Like, I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm truly happy. I ain't trying to sell shit. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
truly happy, bro. Like, I'm mad that I got to put this same desk together so I can get back to my writing and stuff, because you know, yeah, bro. But yeah, man,
Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna end it off on a light note. I like
uh
to play my little game. It's called This or That, and you just pick one over the other. Ain't no right answers. It's just me to see what you into and what you ain't. You know what I'm
huh. All
saying?
right,
All right, let's do this, baby. Sega or Nintendo?
Sega.
All right. Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
All right. Marvel or DC?
DC.
Avengers or X-Men?
Avengers.
I like to get pauses. That means I got a good Thanos or Dark Side.
Dark Side.
Manga or comic books?
Oh. Oh. You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not a big manga reader.
All right.
I'm heavy on the. So I'm gonna go
I mean,
comics.
there's no right answers. Is what you want.
No, you know it's great. It's great. It's great thinking.
Comic books?
Comic books.
All right. That's what I thought you was gonna read too. Frosted Flakes or cornflakes?
Don't laugh at me.
What's that?
Yo, my brother and I love the off-brand cornflakes, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. There's a lot of off-brand shit that be hitting, bro.
it just got a unique taste to it. But
Yeah. It's
But
like they
I'm
didn't get it right, but whatever they got, I like that. That's what it is. Like, I know what y'all was shooting for, but y'all didn't get there. But whatever road we on, it's nice over here too. Trust me, I know what you're talking about. Fresh toast or pancakes?
Pancakes.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
All right. Biggie or Tupac?
Biggie.
Where would you rather live, Wakanda or Asgard?
Wakanda.
Thundercats or Transformers?
Give me Thundercats.
All right, my guy. Star Wars or Star Trek?
I'm a guy that loves lore.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Trek. Star Wars? Okay. Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Lambo.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Joker or Lex Luthor?
Joker.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Jay-Z.
Attack on Titan or One Piece?
Attack on Titan.
And in honor of tonight, Knicks or Spurs?
Knicks.
Yeah, let's go, Knicks. Where you from originally? Where you from?
So I was born in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
So we touched down. It was New York.
New York first. All right.
New York.
You still in New York?
Now I'm in Jersey right now.
Oh, you're in Jersey. Okay, so you're right here. I thought maybe you was
Yeah. What part of New York you in right now?
I'm right in Brooklyn, by Flatbush. Flatbush Junction.
Next Saturday, FP is going to be at an event in Brooklyn. You should slide.
Brooklyn Comic Con?
Nah, it's not a Brooklyn Comic Con. I don't want to butcher it. I'm gonna butcher
your message. I'll definitely pass through.
Yeah. So you can meet us in person and also meet Jerry. Jerry gonna be there too. Yeah, definitely. Sure.
My last one is, what's the greatest fictional villain of all time? It don't have to be comic books. Just the greatest fictional villain.
The greatest.
You know what? I've changed the wording of that. What is the most popular fictional villain of all time? Because greatest could be whatever, subjective.
Well, as of right now, I feel like Joker's holding it down for Joker. Never leaves.
I've always thought it's Dark Vader, hands down.
Nah, man.
Because I figure if you take a picture of the Joker and I take a picture of Darth Vader, we go all around the world, like, weird parts of the world, and we start showing the pictures. I think in popularity wise, people would notice or know who Darth Vader was over the Joker.
I'm not saying you wrong, bro. I just feel like
I could be.
I feel like Joker ended up in more people's homes than Darth Vader.
You think so?
Because remember that Batman animation.
That's true. That's been going on for a very long time. Even with Adam West, I guess in that, I'm looking at the proliferation of Star Wars till now. But you're right. Batman goes back to like 50s. What was he invented? The 30s or the 40s?
Yo, they go back like to the 1940s, I believe.
40s, yeah. That'd be like,
that's what
right. That's some crazy shit.
That's what I mean, bro. Like
40s, like the world was a different place in the 40s, nigga.
Yeah, bro. Like
you got me, bro. I backtrack.
But I must say though, back to one of your questions, I'm taking
Yeah.
Kobe over both of them cats. Kobe
That's
all
the
day. I
shit.
mean,
You're
yo,
right, but that's usually the barbershop thing. That's why I put it too. But a lot of people always come in with the third answer, like, "Nah, I'm gonna give it to Bean Bryant," and I ain't mad, bro. I ain't mad at none of it. They all put in
oh
the
shit, I didn't
work.
even know FP was on here. The
Yeah, he was leaving the thing. He's like, "Man, got me hype." Oh, the Black Boy Art Show
yeah, it's in Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn. He's right there with you, bro. This stuff in the comment was, yeah, I'm looking at, yeah. We got a lot of visits here, man. You got a lot. I'm gonna chop it up, especially when you bring us to the world of Exorb. I'm gonna put some clips on there. The full episode is gonna be on YouTube, and you can put it Indie Creators Assemble in Spotify, and the episode will come up there too. You know
All
what I'm
right, but let me
saying?
know if you on the slides. I see what I can do to hold your hold your trade. We gotta. That thing gonna be moving off the shelf.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm waiting for my things to. I got the both covers done. I guess 24 pages. I got 12 done. But my artist is doing other projects. He's got a day job, and I'm telling you, I'm vastly. I ain't going to nobody else. So it is what it is. It's gonna take as long as it's gonna take. And what he showed me so far, there's no way in hell I'm going anywhere else, bro. So I'm gonna just be patient, man. And this is
I
my
hear
new
you, bro.
baby, bro. This shit been like at my chest for like 10 years
Yeah,
now.
I love your artist. He did a couple.
Robert Nix. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
He,
he did
he
a
showed me
couple.
a lot of dynamic stuff in his panel work right now, like spit fly, just little intricacies and details that as a creator, like you know how it feels when your pages come back and they're better than you thought, than you envisioned in your head. That gets you geeked out. Like you got a vision and then he doubles the vision. You're like, oh shit, I didn't even think the page goes. Oh yeah. I like, yo, did I write that in one panel? I didn't even write it. And then I
Yeah,
had to go
right.
back
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
page to be like, yeah, I did write it. He did it
If,
exactly.
if you're looking for if you're looking for artistic style, like something unique, I think
Yeah,
I put him in one of those boxes. Like one of the books I'm working on, I definitely heavily considered him,
yeah.
but the other guy just beat him out because he just gave me something that I was looking
I
for.
got you. Yeah,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
be like
I'm not saying
that.
one is better than next. I'm just saying he just
No,
gave me
sometimes a
something.
guy put his best foot forward and he chooses himself. Like, yo, you know, I'm gonna give you a shot. You're doing your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So.
yeah. So,
But he's definitely somebody I recommend. You know, I don't hold no plugs.
yeah,
Man.
man. But all I gotta say
Especially
is, man,
freestyle with the money.
everybody, look out for what's coming.
Indie.
What favorite pen got coming? I can't wait till I could officially launch my brand. Most of my books will probably be published under favorite pen. It's like I said, I'm all about community building and brotherhood. You know, to me, I don't need to be the guy. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So,
I
you
can see
know,
you just want a place where you could do the work. And as a creative, everybody struggles for that. But me being a one man army, I know you gotta take it one day at a time. You can't go latching on to every. I'm gonna move solo until I'm comfortable on letting anyone in because there ain't nobody more
well, you know
enthusiastic.
what? So let me give you let me preach let me preach to you, bro. I know you got a
Yeah.
lot to say, but let me preach to you,
No,
bro.
preach to me, brother. I learned a lot
You know
from
what I'm
listening
saying?
to
Like, bro,
you.
let me tell you something, bro. There's no wars won, there's no battles won, and there is no success stories told where somebody's done it by themselves.
This is 100%
And
true.
we have to get out that mindset of solo dolo. Listen, there is Jari has so much strengths that are my weaknesses,
Mm,
and
that's what I'm looking
that's
at.
how that works.
Yes, sir.
He is slowly starting to trust my strengths, and that's not a dig because you know that's just what it is. That's how some partnerships work.
That's how
You
it
know what I'm
works.
saying? You got to get to the point whereby I what like, bro. I'm not. Listen, I'm not a marketing guy. I'm not a
Mm,
social media guy. That is my weakness. I need to find somebody. If I can't find somebody, I gotta put a gun to my head to get back on social media like I used to. You know, that's not me. So you have to be okay with being honest with yourself. Like, bro,
yeah.
if you got a great idea, bro, I'm not saying just open your phone book and team up with the next person, but there's no success story with somebody who's done it by themselves, bro.
No, you have Quentin Tarantino took that saying into another level. He said, if you got an idea that only requires you, then it's not a big idea. because he's done movies where he has so many collaborators and creators that specialize in whatever particular thing that they're doing, and they're all working on one project to bring that one project alive. That's when you created a masterpiece. So I do understand what you said. And the only reason I'm even doing comics or writing or engaging in any activity like this is because of my mentor who writes books, who got me into this. So that's my confidant. Like anything I got is always him. And he has a whole lot more. He's one of the few people I knew in my life that if he said he was going to do something, he's going to do it. And those people don't come often. And anything I'm talking about personal wise, business wise, he would do it. So I have massive amounts of respect for him. He's on the third book in his trilogy right now. He's a DOE vendor, and the way I see him pushing to get creative workshop and get his books into schools, he's on another level. So you're 100% right. But you also got to watch the people you pick to be in your circle.
That is 100%.
The way I look about it is just discernment. So I'm just saying I'm not rushing. I'm just trying to have discernment. So you know what I'm saying? So you make sure you're not putting yourself in a position where you stifling yourself. So
right. No. That's facts, bro. You got to use discernment. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you get a blessing, you gotta learn to accept the blessing. You know, don't ignore the hoopy because it's not the Lambo. You feel me? And that's what a lot of us do.
That to me for sure.
You know, that's what a lot of us do, because it's not the Lambo. We forget the hoopty.
Yeah.
That hoopty would have took you where you needed to be. So
I ain't worried because I ain't never had nothing like a Lambo, so I'm good. I definitely understand what Billy Beef and Tin Sardine is, you know. So we already know if you Caribbean what the deal is, bro.
right.
So Jamila, man, it was a blessing talking to you. I'm definitely gonna catch up on this as soon as I got out of this mayhem and getting this book out. And I'm really excited to see what you got cooking in that kitchen.
It's not what I got cooking, bro. What we got cooking, bro.
You 100%.
Let's go.
And you know what, bro?
Listen. I'm so excited about the next Deja Vu comic. Yeah. He's also working on another title that's going to be
dope. Tell your partner Deja Vu aesthetics is amazing. That makes the first time I seen it, bro.
That's a dope character design. Yeah,
great character. There's a lot of great character design in the industry. I like Hot Shot. I like Solar the Sovereign that just dropped. That was a great character design. What's your name? Deja Vu, amazing. Absolver, in the whole matrix of this thing, there's some really great characters. And Midnight Tiger from Ray Anthony Heights. Those aesthetics is amazing. Real clean shit.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
Yeah. Definitely nice thing, bro. But it was a blessing talking to you. Like I said, I'm gonna be on YouTube, Indie Creators Assemble on Spotify, and I'm gonna be tagging you in the clips if you want to repost. All right.
All right, bet.
Thank you, my brother. Have a blessed night, and it was an honor speaking to you.
All right, you too, bro.